Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite vinaigrette recipes. It's French style red wine and Dijon vinaigrette. It's going to have, well, red wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, a little bit of shallot, parsley, lemon zest, grapeseed oil, a little bit of extra virgin oil to bring that big rich flavor out. Finished with a bunch of black pepper, and it's going to be great. The reason we're using grapeseed oil is because it's neutral. There isn't any flavor. We can put whatever we want into it and it's going to be clean. The extra virgin olive oil is just to make it a little bit richer, a little bit deeper. It's going to be bright, vibrant, it's going to pop. We're going to combine the red wine vinegar with our shallot, parsley, and Dijon. Start that emulsification, then we're going to slowly add the oil. We're going to finish it with a little bit of seasoning and the fresh herbs. And that'll be that. Let's move on. So now that we have all our ingredients ready, we're going to start with the lemons. We'll clear our board. We're going to zest our lemons. What that means is we're going to take basically just the yellow off, because that's where it's going to be the sweetest and have the most flavor. And shave it off just like this. Comes off very, very easily. You want to be careful not to get any of the white, because that's going to be bitter. And that's how the lemon will look afterwards. And then you're left with all this beautiful zest. So now that we finished with zesting our lemons, we're going to move on to our shallots. Take a few of these. We're going to chop them up slightly just so that the blender's easier, or it's easier for the blender to process. Make sure your knives are nice and sharp so you cut what you're supposed to cut and not yourself. You don't have to do as fine as that, but it helps. The finer the better, right? All right, last one. We'll have these out of the way. And we'll move on to the parsley. We're going to want to chop the parsley much finer because we're basically just going to finish the vinaigrette with it. The blender's not going to do any work for this. All right, so we're just basically going to run the knife through once, make the pieces small enough to manage, and then we're going to run it through again, nice and fine. Tighten up a little bit here. Try not to make too much of a mess, right? And there we are. Off we go. So now that we have all our chopping done, we basically got all our mise en place ready, we're going to move on to the blender. It's going to be basic assembly. We're going to start key ingredients of the vinegar, the mustard, and the shallot. We want that to be well emulsified so that we can start adding the oil slowly. First, we're going to add our red wine vinegar. Now, when making a vinaigrette, we want to remember that we have 3 parts of oil to 1 part vinegar. That's sort of the classic ratio. You can mix it up a little bit if you like more or less or what have you, but that's where you should start. Knock the blender about and add your shallots. And then we're going to add the Dijon. And then we're going to blend this till it's nice and smooth. It's going to get loud here for a minute. So now that that's well combined, what we're going to do is slowly add our oil. You want to do this at a slow rate so that it emulsifies. Little by little here. Another key point to making a stable emulsification is having both ingredients at the same temperature. If you have one cold, one hot, it's not going to work as well. Perfect. So now we're going to move on to finishing. Last few ingredients: lemon zest, the chopped parsley. We're going to add a little bit of speed here. You don't want to add too much, otherwise it goes everywhere. It's not good. So now that that's combined, we're just going to finish it with a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Maybe a little more black pepper. And that should be that. So this is awesome. You can smell the lemon, the shallot, the red wine vinegar. We're going to give it a taste for seasoning. And there's that pop. It's big, it's bold, it's vibrant, it's beautiful. Basically, it needs to be much stronger than you think is necessary, because all those things you're going to use with it are going to dilute that flavor. So the stronger, the better. So now that we have the vinaigrette where we want it, it's just a matter of bottle it, label it, and put it in the shop. You can come to the shop, Market Artisan Deli, and buy it here, or you can make it yourself. You find the recipe online at www.marketartisandeli.com. All the ingredients and information will be there. At Market, we try to use as much local product as possible, from fresh produce to proteins. On Vancouver Island, there's so many farms producing so much good stuff, it'd be a shame not to use it. Here at Market, our whole policy is to eat local, eat better.